Are you serious?
Hello, welcome to another episode of How to Kill an Hour. I'm Marcus Bronzy.
I'm Sean.
How you doing, Shawnee boy?
Good, bro.
Nice. We're recording this on a very hot day of the year. The day before we have 31 degrees in the UK. Sorry if you're from other parts of the world and you have to do maths to do the temperature different. Sean, you have chosen, instead of shorts and a t-shirt, what I'm wearing, you were in a full regalia of what I would say, it's not winter clothing. I feel like it's, you know,
it's a summer evening get up, but when it's like the temperature's dropped, in it.
Yeah.
But you know what? Do you know what? Yeah, the aircon in here is fire. So
it's nice, isn't it? We're a nice, fine.
If I was in shorts and t-shirt right now, I would be cold.
You'd be too cold. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Perfect for in here, but outdoors, you look a little bit overdressed. If I'm honest. We have got some jokes coming up as usual. This is the show where Sean and I scour the internet and tell you some funny stuff, some weird stuff. But Sean, I believe you have a new feature that you'd like to bring to the show. What is that?
Random facts
Of the week.
Pretty self-explanatory. Shoot.
Did you know that every cashew nut that you eat, originally was attached to its own piece of fruit?
What do you mean? Like it was it's not in the fruit.
It's not in the fruit. There's a piece of fruit, and then the nut is like hangs off the piece of fruit. Like I feel like you might need to see an image of this.
Can I have a look?
Yeah.
I'm
putting out there. I wasn't aware of this until like 5 years ago or something. I didn't know. I never thought about how cashews were grown.
Okay, so
you see that?
Oh my god,
that's a cashew apple.
For those that are listening, oh my god,
I don't even know. Like, it's not the shape. It's not like the shape of a kind of the shape of a normal apple, but it's a bit elongated.
They look kind of like peary. So it's like the cashew is at the pear is at the top and the cashew is at the bottom.
The cashew is at the bottom. I just was never aware that was the case.
Can you eat the fruit?
You can eat the fruit, but I believe
it kills you.
Well, I give you this. I did see an article before about a guy who ate the outer nut. They call it like the shell.
Yeah.
And he got 3rd-degree burns on his face from doing it.
So it's poisonous.
I need to clock whether it's the shell of the nut or the outer part of the fruit itself. But I know you can eat the inside of the fruit.
Okay.
But I know that it spoils extremely quickly. So if you were to pick it, I think you have like a day before it starts to like spoil. Hence why you probably don't see them here.
I mean, the risk-reward ratio of this fruit, it doesn't feel very promising, if I'm honest with you, Sean. Like, I feel like, also, when I hear about stuff like this, I'm like, how did we get to a point where we found out that this bit was edible, where the rest of it burns you, like messes you up and kills you? Big salute to my ancestors who were like, that looks a bit dodgy. Try a bit of that. Basically, that's what it is, isn't it? Anything that we eat that's like that, someone's gone, oh, that looks a bit weird. Try a bit of that.
I'm going to say
oysters. Try a bit of
this guy's just daring other guys to do dumb stuff, innit?
It is. If it wasn't for dumb men, we wouldn't know about certain fruits and veg. Oh, that's fantastic. Have you got any more of the week facts? Facts of the week, even?
This one. Did you know that in World War II, they used pigeons to guide missiles?
In World War II, they used pigeons to guide missiles. So instead of humans, a pigeon was guiding the missile. How did they do that?
So the pigeon was like, it was almost like a VR headset. It's like in front of a screen. And they taught it to peck at a moving target. And so it was... They would look at a screen and they would peck let's say it's a ship, for instance, right? They would peck the ship, and as it's like moving, they would just keep moving their peck around the screen, and that would literally alter the course of the missile.
Is this the thing that you said you had the video to show me for? Like,
yes.
You said just, all right, we've got to find this out. If you're watching the YouTube, there's a lot of visual stuff today. I will try my best.
Type in Project Pigeon.
Project Pigeon. Okay, cool. Right. We've got a video here.
This is it.
This is it. Yeah. Okay, cool. I'm seeing a pigeon with it. Well, it looks like it's being a little bit... Well, they've put a metal tip on it. They put a metal tip on its nose. This pigeon's about to get busy. So they put a metal tip on its nose to protect it because it doesn't want to get repetitive peck injury. Oh my God, it's pecking the screen. And it's putting ink on it. So what is it? It's collecting treats. So there is an image of a pigeon pecking a screen It is
You
rapid.
see, that's a ship. You see,
And it's
that's
taking a ship.
there. That's a ship. Then, as you can see, as it's like, it's seeing like a first person.
Oh my days!
It's seeing what the missile is seeing. So it's got a camera on the missile, and as it's moving towards its target, it just continually pecks wherever the target is, and the missile.
And they were going to put one in a missile. It was going to drive the missile. That's what the plan was. There's a picture of a missile.
Oh damn! I didn't even know that.
Oh my days!
It would have been a kamikaze pigeon.
Oh my days! Who would have thunk it, man?
That's mad, isn't it?
Honestly, the rap. This will be shared on the YouTube video as well. The rapid. Shout out to the Pacific War Channel for sharing this as well. The rapidity of this bird is ridiculous when it's on target. It's smashing it.
Yeah.
And it pecks so much that they had to put like peck protector. Beak protector.
Maybe it's either that or it's maybe got a little sensor in that metal bit on the end of its beak potentially.
Yeah. All I'm saying is if that bird was playing a game like it was the shooting game Reload. What was that again? Virtual Cop. It was Virtual Cop, innit? No? What was it?
I'm thinking of Time Crisis.
Time Crisis, that's it. Reload, yeah, Time Crisis or something like that, yeah. It would batter us if it was peck-based gaming, do you know what I mean? It'd smash it.
Whack-a-mole or something.
Yeah, whack-a-mole, smash it. Oh, man. I like those facts. Any other facts, Sean?
Those are my two random facts
of the week.
There we go, man. I think it's time for us to jump into our jokes of the week. A sign in a restaurant window reads, "If you order it and we don't have it, you will instantly win $1 million." A man walking past notices the sign, walks into the restaurant and sits down with a smirk. The waiter asks for his order and the man requests white rhinoceros stew with a loaf of bread to mop up the sauce. Surprisingly, the waiter returns with a steaming bowl of exactly that. The man, taken aback, eats the expensive meal and leaves angrily after paying. The next day, he returns with the same smirk and orders bullet ants stuffed with dolphin meat and a loaf of brown bread to mop up the dolphin juice. The waiter promptly brings out his requested dish. Once again, the man is surprised, eats his meal, pays, and leaves in frustration. On the third day, he sits down and asks for a lactating mermaid breast sandwich. After a few minutes, the waiter returns with 2 large duffel bags containing $1 million. Ecstatically, the man exclaims, "I knew it! You don't have mermaid breasts, do you?" The waiter politely responds, "Actually, we do, sir. We just ran out of bread." Hey.
That was a good one.
Yeah, man.
Right. Woman. Is there a problem, officer? Officer. Ma'am, you were speeding. Woman replies, "Oh, I see. Can I see your license, please, madam?" Woman replies, "I'd give it to you, but I don't have one." "Excuse me," replies the officer, "you don't have one?" "Well, I lost it 4 times for drink driving." The officer replies, "I see. Can I see your vehicle registrations, please?" "I can't do that." "Why not?" "I stole this car." "Stole it?" "Yes, and I killed and hacked up the owner." "You what?" "His body parts are in a plastic bag in the trunk if you want to see them." The officer looks shocked at the woman, slowly backs away to his car and calls for backup. Within 5 minutes, police cars circle the car. "Is there a problem, sir?" asked the woman. "One of my officers told me that you've stolen this car and murdered the owner." "Murdered the owner?" "Yes, could you please open the trunk of your car?" The woman opens the trunk, revealing nothing but an empty trunk. The officer replies, "Is this your car, ma'am?" She responds, "Yes, of course it is. Here are my registration papers." The first officer is absolutely stunned. "One of my officers claimed that you do not have a driving license." The woman digs into a handbag, pulls out a clutch purse and hands it to the officer. The officer snaps open the clutch purse, examines the license and looks quite puzzled. "Thank you, ma'am. One of my officers told me you didn't have a license, that you stole this car and that you murdered and hacked up the owner." The woman replied, "Bet you that lying bastard told you I was speeding too."
Oh, got it. Okay, cool. Right, Sean, you've got a choice. Would you like this joke from 10 to 1 or 1 to 10?
10 to 1.
10 to 1, okay. I promise you, I'm definitely not feeling right now for the start of this joke. Okay, all right. Oh man, I promise, Sean. I'm really not changing the numbers around as we speak in an impromptu fashion.
You do that, and I'm going to give you another. I'm going to give you a short one. I'm going to give you a short one. This is going to be a short one.
All right, I'm done. But okay, go on.
I couldn't get my wife's attention, so I sat on the sofa and looked comfortable. Worked a treat.
Short and snappy, I like it. A lawyer married a woman who had previously divorced 10 husbands. On their wedding night, she told her new husband, "Please be gentle, I'm still a virgin." "What?" said the puzzled groom. "How can that be if you've been married 10 times? The woman goes, "All right, well, the 10th husband I had was a sales representative. He kept telling me how great I was going to be. The 9th husband, well, he was in software services. He was never really sure how it was supposed to function, but he said he'd look into it and get back to me. Husband 8 was in field services. He said everything checked out diagnostically, but he just couldn't get the system up. Husband 7 was in telemarketing. Even though he knew he had the order, he didn't know when he'd be able to deliver. Husband 6, he was an engineer. He understood the basic process, but he wanted 3 years to research, implement, and design a new state-of-the-art method. Husband 5, well, he was from finance and administration. He thought he knew how, but he wasn't sure whether he was good at his job or not. Husband 4, well, he was in marketing. Although he had a nice product, he was never really sure how to position it. Husband 3 was a psychologist. All he ever did was talk about it. Husband number 2, gynecologist. All he did was look at it. Husband number 1, he was a stamp collector. All he ever did was, oh God, I miss him. But now that I've married you, I'm really, really excited. Good, said the new husband. But why? The woman, you're a lawyer. This time I know I'm going to get screwed. A long one. We got there in the end. Yeah. Just dissed so many industries at the same time.
Does this dress make me look fat? Asked the wife. The husband replies, "Does this shirt make me look bold?" "But you are bold," says the wife. "My point exactly," says the husband. Sorry, that's a savage one. That's more like what not to say.
Yeah, that is how to get murdered by other half, isn't it? That is meat. All right. It's a long one, but this is a classic, Sean, right?
Okay,
you might know it, but let's get down.
Okay.
A man goes to the doctor and says, "Doc, I think I have tapeworm." The doctor looks at him and says, "Well, we're all out of medicine, but there might be something I can do for you. Come home and then come back tomorrow with an orange, a Twinkie, and a baseball bat." So the man goes home and gathers up his supplies. Then he goes to bed and shows up the next day with an orange, a Twinkie, and a baseball bat. The doctor takes the baseball bat and sets it in the corner. Then he takes the orange and shoves it up the man's arse. He waits for 5 minutes, then he puts the Twinkie up after it. The doctor then tells the man to go home and come back the next day with another orange and another Twinkie. So the man goes home and he comes back the next day with another orange and another Twinkie. The doctor takes the orange and shoves it up the man's butt. And then he waits 5 minutes and puts the Twinkie up after it. The doctor and the man go on like this for a week, with the man coming back every single day with an orange and a Twinkie. Finally, at the end of the week, the doctor tells the man to come back in with just an orange. So the man does. The doctor takes the orange and, as usual, shoves it up the man's butt. And then he waits. 5 minutes goes by, and then 10. And the man starts to get a bit impatient, but the doctor won't let him leave. Finally, after half an hour, the man feels something shift inside his stomach. Suddenly, the tapeworm sticks his head out the man's arse and says, "Hey, where's my Twinkie?" And the doctor hits him on the head with a baseball bat. Sorry. It's a classic.
He hit the tapeworm on the head.
Yeah. Oh shit, did I fuck that up? Sorry.
No, I just wanted
To be clear, I'll do it again. Sorry. Fuck. Finally, after half an hour, the man feels something shift inside his stomach. Suddenly, the tapeworm sticks his head out the man's ass and says, "Hey, where's my Twinkie?" And the doctor takes out his baseball bat and hits the tapeworm over the head. The other ending was better, innit? Finally, after half an hour, the man feels something shift inside his stomach. Suddenly, the tapeworm sticks his head out and says, "Hey, where's my Twinkie?" So the doctor picks up the baseball bat and smashes the tapeworm over the head with it. It's a classic.
Hey, that's a classic that I have not heard.
Yeah.
Hey.
You know?
No. Good one.
No. Anyway. Here we go.
All right. A young man was sitting at the beach watching the girls go by. He noticed the man jogging near the water. The jogger had a buff body like Hercules, but his head was the size of a baseball. The young man was curious and chased down the jogger. The young man asked, "Do you mind if I ask what happened to your head?" The jogger said, "Sure. One day, I was jogging down the beach like I do every day to keep in shape. I heard a scream in the shallow water. There was a mermaid tangled up in seaweed and old fishing lines. I helped her get free and she was very, very grateful. She said, 'Thank you, sir, for saving me. To show my gratitude, I will grant you one wish for anything you want.'" Being a guy, the first thing he thought of was, "How about some lovemaking?" The mermaid said, "Dude, I'm a mermaid. I'm not built for that." The guy said, "How about a little head?" I thought you'd enjoy that one.
Jeez. I like that. I like that. Hey, that is I mean, look. I mean,
One track mind.
yeah, right. A man walks into a bar and orders a 21-year-old whiskey. He takes a sip and then spits it out. Goes to the barman. "I asked for 21-year-old. This is 18. I'm not paying. Give me a 12-year-old cognac." The bartender serves him. The man takes a sip and spits it out again. "This is only 10 years. I'm not playing around, buddy." The bartender's getting a bit frustrated. After more drinks with the same reaction, the bartender serves another one and says, "This one's on the house, mate." The man takes a sip and immediately spits it out. "This tastes like piss." Barman: "Now tell me, how old am I?" Oh man, don't mess with the waiters. Don't mess with the bar staff, boy.
Oh, I've got a little Johnny one.
Oh, we need a Johnny button, innit?
Little Johnny was visiting a friend of his in New York during the winter. He and his friend went outside to play in the snow. After about an hour, his friend's mother called them back inside and had them remove their wellies and gloves. Johnny's friend's mum was a tall, attractive woman who would warm her son's hands by putting them between her thighs. So as usual, when her son came in from playing in the snow, she asked if his hands were cold, to which he replied yes. She then put them together and stuck them between her warm thighs. After a few minutes, she asked, "Are they warm yet?" And the little boy said, "Yes." His friend's mum then asked him if Johnny's hands were cold, to which he replied yes. She took his hands, put them together and stuck them between her thighs. After a few minutes, she asked if his hands were warm, and Johnny replied yeah. So she took them out. Johnny continued to stand there with a sly grin on his face. When his friend's mum asked, "Well, what's this now, Johnny? What's wrong?" Johnny looked up at her and replied, "My ears are cold too."
Oh, little Johnny. Oh, God. A man jumps the fence into a tiger enclosure, saying God would protect him. He's quickly eaten and finds himself at the pearly gates before God. "Hey, God, why didn't you protect me from the tigers?" the man asks. "I tried to," God replies. "What do you think the fence was for?"
Do you remember the dude who's like, there's like a flood and he's on top of the building? It's like, who thinks sent all those helicopters, you idiot?
And then the other one who was like, "Oh, thanks for the car. I needed a car." And he goes, "It's actually, I'm fine, yeah."
Hey, that was a classic. That's what I saw on my face.
I love that, man. I love that.
A wife was making a breakfast of fried eggs for her husband.
Yeah.
Suddenly, her husband burst into the kitchen. "Careful," he said, "careful. Put in some more butter. Oh my gosh, you're cooking too many at once. Too many. Turn them now. We need more butter. Oh my gosh, where are you going to get more butter? They're going to stick. Careful. I said careful. You never listen to me when you're cooking. Never. Turn them. Hurry up. Are you crazy? Have you lost your mind? Don't forget to salt them. You know you always forget to salt them. Use the salt. Use the salt." The wife stared at him. "What in the world is wrong with you? You think I don't know how to fry a couple of eggs?" The husband calmly replied, "I just wanted to show you what it feels like when I'm driving." I know.
Someone's sleeping on the couch tonight. All right. My wife says the sweetest thing to me every time we have sex. "Happy birthday."
Oh, marriage.
All right.
Oh, dear.
Goody. All right.
One more.
All right, yeah.
A woman complained to her friend that she had a sore throat. The friend replied, well, whenever I have a sore throat, I just give my husband a blowjob and the soreness goes away immediately. They meet the next day and the woman says, I took your advice. You were right. The soreness disappeared immediately. Also, your husband couldn't believe it was your idea.
Don't take things too literal. Oh, I love it. All right, I got one more for you as well then. A cardiologist died and was given an elaborate funeral. A huge heart-shaped mausoleum covered in flowers stood behind the casket during the service. Following the eulogy, the heart opened and the casket rolled inside. The heart then closed, sealing the doctor in the beautiful heart forever. At that point, one of the mourners burst into laughter. When all eyes turned to him, he said, I'm sorry, guys. I'm just thinking of my own funeral. I'm a gynecologist.
Oh, there's a way to go, isn't it? You got any? I think I might have one more, but are you done?
I'm done, bruv. I'm done. We could save it for another week, bro. We could save it for our punishment if you want, bruv.
Do that.
Right, so Shawnee Bizzle, time for our next bit of the show, which is how we've killed a little bit of time. How have you killed some time this week, bro?
No, you go first this week. You go first.
I went to see... This is going to be a really short one. I went to see Borderlands, the movie. I was a premiere that we got sent to. Have you ever played the Borderlands game? Borderlands game? Borderlands game.
Yeah, I think I played one of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Borderlands 2, I think it was.
I didn't. It wasn't good. If I'm going to be honest, I feel like they missed the mark in a few ways. I have to be, look, I can't just say I love everything. Missed the mark in a few ways. I see what they tried to do. They tried to spin it off and have a bit of fun with it. But I think the casting was a bit off. Like Kevin Hart played an action hero in it, and it wasn't ironic enough for me because he was actually quite actiony. But it's Kevin Hart.
What was the?
To be honest, Sean, I don't really know what happened in it.
I can tell, man.
It was. I mean, I can get. I feel like it did link to the game slightly, but it wasn't. It's one of those ones where I don't think I just want to sit here and trash a film that hard. It is not doing very well on IMDb. Like people have, I think it got like didn't do very well on Rotten Tomatoes either. It wasn't very liked, man. So you know,
okay.
Shout out to Kate Blanchett who plays Lilith as well. Like tries to do her thing, but I just feel like Jamie Lee Curtis is in it as well. I'm a big fan of hers, but like it just didn't quite connect. I feel like it would have worked in the 90s, like the style. It was like the action was okay, the graphics were okay. Special effects were okay, but I just feel like it needed something to tie it together a little bit more. And I don't know if it's because Eli Roth, the director and the writer, he's better known for, I think it's like, is it Hostel? Hostel, that's it. Hostel he's known for. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
I think he directed that. He's known for horror, and I don't think he quite handled Borderlands or Borderlands that well. So we'll move on from there. Like I don't really like it. I'm not going to trash it. However, out of the cinema on Prime, I watched Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare on Amazon Prime.
I heard. Someone. I literally screenshotted it because someone or took a picture. Someone said to me, "You need to watch this."
And let me tell you, Sean, it's a Guy Ritchie film. Yeah. So let me just say, there's a bit of tongue in cheek. Yeah. Bit trashy in it, but that in a way that you expect it, right? Takes an interesting take. I believe it is based on a true story. I think Churchill did have a group of off books, should we say, soldiers that were doing work. Operatives, yeah, off book operatives that were working in the war to do stuff that they couldn't officially do. So it's loosely based on that. It's got a bunch of actors that we love. You know, I'm presuming that you love Henry Cavill. Like
I'm not gonna lie, not the biggest. I've warmed towards Henry Cavill more nowadays.
Right.
Yeah,
I'm a big fan of him. Alan Richardson, aka Jack Reacher. Yeah. It's got Alex Pettyfer and a bunch of other actors in here. Actually, you know what? I don't want to start listing all of because I feel like if I start listing everyone off, I'm going to have to continue going. But bunch of great actors in it. Sometimes when you get a bunch of great actors together, it doesn't work. It works this time. Chemistry's great. It's ridiculous. They have to go on a mission to basically take down some Nazis. Yeah, and it's a fun old watch. And it's got loads of action, loads of boom boom bang bang, loads of explosions. That's gotta hurt, that kind of stuff. It's ridiculous. It's great, bruv. Like I watched it.
It's up there on the list.
Yeah, man. I had a bit of a cold really last week, Sean. So it didn't stop there, bruv. I watched The Meg and The Meg 2 on Prime as well. I just went back and watched it. Can I just say, mate, Fantastic.
You know that, from the
Absolutely
longest
fantastic.
time I told you that you had to watch the Meg 2.
Watch both of them. Absolutely.
Have you never seen
fantastic.
either of them before?
I've seen the Meg before.
You saw the Meg
and,
before?
The
Okay.
Meg 2, I paid a little $5. That's how much I was into it. I paid extra. I watched it on Prime. It was great. Yeah. And then after that, I watched Batman: The Caped Crusader on Prime. Brand new animation, very similar to the Batman animation that we would have watched when we were younger. Unfortunately, it isn't voiced by Kevin Conroy. He's no longer with us. But someone else steps into the role. That man is Hamish Linklater. Does his well. Does all right. But it's good old watch. It just reminds me of the old Batman stuff that you watch. Like, the Caped Crusader, the animated series. Just a nice touch on that, man. Yeah, so good little watch. I watched loads, bruv. Yeah, man. How about yourself? What have you been on?
Oh, I haven't had the most exciting week. I've watched a couple of films this week. I thought maybe the one I should mention it was one that I tried to watch previously.
Yeah.
The Grey Man.
The Grey Man
with Ryan Gosling.
Oh,
have you seen it?
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
He's like an operative, isn't he?
He is an operative.
Yeah.
There's better operatives in this
operative in this episode.
He's someone who's in prison.
Yeah.
And Billy Bob Thornton is Billy Bob. He breaks him. Well, not breaks him, but he works for, I think it's for the CIA, and he kind of offers him a thing where he comes and he will get him out of prison, but he will indefinitely be like a contract killer for them.
Okay, yeah, that's it.
And it's got Chris Evans in it, who is like in it. He plays a really good character. He's an absolute dick,
absolute arsehole.
The biggest arsehole of all time. But there are some hilarious one-liners in it, man.
Yeah.
Like, it for me had the Guy Ritchie one. It had the guy the one-liner feels. There were so many good ones. Like, I don't know, just like dumb stuff in it. I think Chris Evans is talking to Billy Bob Thornton at one point, and he's like, "You know what pisses me off the most?" And Billy Bob Thornton's like, "Your small hands." Just dumb stuff like that. Absolutely tickled me. If you haven't seen that, definitely worth a watch.
Netflix, is it on? What's it on?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. And actually, another film that I thought of the other day, I watched a while ago, but I was having a chat with someone the other day, and I was like, "Yo, you need to watch this." Do you remember the Nicolas Cage film that he plays himself? Nick Cage, The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
I've never watched that.
Bruv.
Yeah.
It's homework for this week.
Okay.
It is absolute gold. It's him and Javi Pena. Isn't it Javi Pena, the guy from Narcos?
I wouldn't know, but
he's brilliant in it.
Is it great? Yeah.
Oh man.
Okay.
Like, honestly, it's just it's like good action, funny as hell. Those two, like, I've just got
Isn't
good chemistry? Yes, good.
Isn't it funny that Nicolas Cage is one of them actors? He can like drop a stinker, and then the next film he does is an absolutely amazing thing. Like, he kind of plays the same character a lot when he's in movies, but it works so well. Like,
The thing is, I'm a big Nicolas Cage fan.
Yeah.
But he obviously had some.
Pedro Pascal. Pedro Pascal's in it.
Pedro Pascal.
From The Mandalorian.
Wait, hold on a minute. Is Javi Pena his name in? Wait,
his name's Javi in the show.
In which show?
In the actual movie, his name's Javi.
Oh, as in Unbearable.
Yeah.
I'm an idiot.
Yeah. He plays the Mando. Yeah, he plays the Mandalorian. Yeah. Heavy. And he's in The Last of Us as well. And he's and Game of Thrones and Kingsman Gold. So he's amazing actor. Amazing actor.
Oh man. Actually, his. I'm trying to think where. I think his name is Javi Pena. I think his name might be
Javi.
Javi. No, his name is Javi Pena in Narcos.
Oh right.
Pedro Pascal. Stop calling him Javi Pena.
You're saying I need to watch it. I mean, it looks like it's getting some big old reviews on the IMDb.
What's it got on IMDb?
Oh no, 7. That's definitely.
It's got 7.
That's decent, isn't it? Yeah,
decent. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, I think you really enjoy it. I think it's just a great watch. It's super fun.
Yeah. Borderlands 4.4, by the way. Anyway, Karen.
Also, keep sounding weird when you say Borderlands.
Borderlands. Yeah.
That's definitely what, bruv.
Okay, I'm on it because I'm a big Nick Cage fan. I love him screaming in movies because that's what he does.
What I was going to say to you was like he obviously previously has had some financial issues, right? Because he ended up starring in many poor films, and I believe that was because he was bankrupt.
Oh, really?
I believe
didn't
so. I
know
believe
that.
so.
I didn't know,
I'm not trying to slander, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good way to get out of it. Yeah, the reason those films are so poor is because I needed the money.
No, but he was churning out. He was churning out bad
smashing
films.
them out,
He was
yeah.
churning out bad films, and I think that it was.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he was in dire financial situation. If that's put it out.
I've watched a few of those ones. I'm going to dig into his IMDb so I can find it. But I've watched a few of his recent ones. Like I feel like he's always got stuff coming out, man. I feel like he's always got stuff because there's one that I saw where he was a chef. Have you heard of this? Bruv, this is like one of the recent ones. He was a chef. I need to find this for you now. It was cool. Oh my God, he's got Long Legs, The Surfer, Arcadian, The Retirement Plan, Dream Scenario, Symphony for the Devil. He's in the Flash. He plays Superman in it. Renfield, The Old Way. This is all before. Right, Pig. That's it. Pig came out in 2021, and Willy's Wonderland. He plays a janitor that mashes up Oh, you know what?
He mashes up what?
He mashes up this haunted or this demonic arcade. Do you know what? I might have to watch that with you outside of the show and we come back and talk about it. It's a wild one. But yeah, he's done so much.
Oh, so he said I'm just gonna. He said he overinvested in real estate, and then the real estate market crashed. And then he filed for bankruptcy. So yeah, he blew his entire fortune of $150 million.
Jesus Christ.
And so there was a period, I think in like the mid 2000s stuff, where there was a lot of bad. And the thing is, I really like Nicolas Cage, so I will still watch a lot of. So he had films like Drive to Hell and a load of other ones, which were just. I mean, also, I like things like Ghost Rider, right? And I know most people don't like Ghost Rider.
I love Ghost Rider. I like Ghost Rider. You know what? I reckon it's a Nicolas Cage filmathon might have to come off at some point. Stick someone.
But think about this, right? Also think about some of the films that he has done. Face Off. Gone in 60 Seconds.
Oh.
What's the one where he's selling guns?
Oh, it's the war. It's not Warlord or something like that. Is it Warlord?
I think it might be. It's something like that. That is a sick film.
Yo,
that's a wicked film.
That's what I mean. Like, it's regardless of the quality of the film he's in. He's one of those actors where I think if you look at some of what he does in isolation, I don't think it works for anyone else. Lord of War.
And it's called Lord of War because in the film he meets this like dictator guy, and the guy keeps messing up like English phrases. So he goes, "You are the Lord of War," and he's like, "It's called a warlord." And he's like, "No, I like my way better."
That's heavy. The Rock, he's in as well with Sean Connery, bruv, and Ed Harris, bruv. Yeah, man. They threaten a nerve gas attack from Alcatraz against San Francisco. Yeah, it's pretty tight stuff.
The thing is, if you want to, even in the past like 10 years, if you want to have a Nick Cage marathon, you're gonna need some time because there's gonna be like 50 films or something.
There's 120 on IMDb. 120 films to get through, and I have not heard The Sorcerer's Apprentice. Remember that?
Oh yeah,
that's a weird one. Kick-Ass, he's in.
That was a good film. I've only watched that once actually. That was a good film.
He's in all the National Treasures as well. Is he? Oh no, National Treasure 2, Grindhouse, Ghost Rider. Come on. The Wicker Man.
Yeah.
The Weatherman. Lord of War. Yeah. Anyway, I'm just going to sit here reeling off film. Sorry. Let's move on. That's how we have
a Nick Cage episode.
Yeah. Let's have a Nicky Cage. Right, Sean. Anything else you want to tell us that you can kill in time about, or shall we move on?
Let's move on.
Interesting news stories
of the week.
Do you have one that you want to kick off with?
Absolutely not.
Are you sure?
Yeah, man.
Man, I heard this the other day, and I was like, it just blew my mind.
For real?
It honestly blew my mind. So I'm going to lead with it. All right.
My mind isn't blown at the end of this conversation, Sean. I don't know what to say.
Ready?
Yeah.
How 4 children... I'm going to try that again. How 4 children survived 40 days in the Amazon jungle after a plane crash.
What?
There we go. I feel like that was a surprise.
I'm invested. 1 second. Click. I'm strapping in for a ride.
But wait.
There's more. Nicolas Cage saved them.
So what? And Javi Pena turned up from Narcos. Hey. The world is wondering how the children aged, you ready? 13, 9, 4, and 1. 1, bruv.
A 1-year-old survived for 40
Baby
days.
sibling.
Looked after by a 13-year-old?
A 9-year-old and
Yeah.
a 4-year-old.
Bruv, you got to keep going, man, because I got so many quick. By the way, I just want to say this is blatantly going to be a miraculous, amazing story about human survival. We are amazing at surviving.
I don't know how good I would be, but as a species.
Me and you, Sean, we'd be like, day 2, we'd be like,
be
yo,
like,
bruv,
oh, bruv,
I think that's a
next-
pistachio fruit. We need to neck it.
Let me rub
We need
that
to
on my
neck it.
face. Oh, 3rd-degree burns.
Yeah. What a way to go.
Man, honestly, this is wild, man. The 4 children were found thin but very much alive after a rescue operation that combed through more than 1,600 miles of dense forest. Colombian Special Forces airlifted into the capital, Bogota, sparking scenes of jubilation across the country in news headlines. But the rescue, code name Operation Hope, poses many questions. First of all, the wish was to maintain their lives. The second one, they are indigenous people, so they have immunity to so many hazards inside the jungle, he said. And third one, they know the jungle. So these were the factors why someone was explaining how they managed to survive.
But they were in a plane crash, though, yeah?
They were in a plane crash. There were other people in the plane crash, adults,
Yeah.
but all the adults died.
But they were indigenous. I mean, still, this doesn't take away from how amazing they were, but they're indigenous people, but they were on a plane, so they had a little bit of understanding of the land. Still, however, let's not get it twisted. 13, 9, 4, and 1.
See, for me, right, I'm like 13, 9, and 4, I'm like, yo, but how does a 1...
For 40 days. Anyway, sorry, yeah, please, yeah.
Yeah.
So the plane crash, right?
The children were traveling with their mother from the Amazonian village of Aracuara
Yeah.
to the town of San Jose del Guaviare when the single-engine Cessna plane crashed, nose-diving into dense undergrowth. The rescuers found the bodies of all 3 adults on board when the crash site was discovered 16 days later, but not the children.
Wow.
Instead, the rescuers found a baby bottle, an abandoned tiny pair of shoes, and some footprints leading away from the wreckage. The children's maternal grandfather said in the video that the oldest sibling pulled the youngest from the wreckage after spotting her foot. The father of the 2 youngest children said at a news conference that Leslie, 13, told him her mother was alive for about 4 days after the crash and had told the children to leave her and look after themselves. So they did have some indigenous knowledge.
Sorry, I should be saying words back at you. So let me get this right. The plane crashed, yeah? An adult dies in front of them, yeah?
I think all the other, so the pilot died, and any of the other adults, I think there was another adult who also died.
Instantly, but then did they say that another adult died slowly?
It said that the mother survived for a few days,
So
4 days,
they watched their mum slowly die, right? And their mum at this point, I think, is imparting as much knowledge as possible on them. Right?
Yeah.
And then they leave. Let me just get this right. No baby bottle. So they roll without the bottle for the baby, and a pair of shoes get left behind as well. So I don't know, like, just make it harder for yourself. I don't, do they have another bottle, or were they wearing different shoes? Anyway, so just check this out. Just get into this frame of mind, listener. Right, you're in the jungle, right? Right, you have a bit of knowledge, but still, I don't think you have the knowledge at 13 years old. Well, I wouldn't have thought you had the knowledge to crack on. Yeah,
let's be real. If like some kids from the UK crashed,
Finished.
Finished.
Very short story. 10 bodies found, or whatever it is. Add all the bodies up. 7 bodies found. Traces of their shoes in their stomachs because that's what they ate. That's what they tried to eat, the leather off their shoes. Now, I'd even go further and say, take some UK kids of that age, plonk them into an environment, right, where they haven't got any support at all whatsoever, no dough, They might be able to drink water from a tap, but like, how are they going to survive for that long? Like, obviously, I know services here would help them, but if you were to throw kids of that age out into the city, that's mad. Even a winter's night in the UK, curtains, bruv. Let alone put them in a forest. But did they give us any info on how they survived, what they did? Like what they ate or drank?
Rescuers searching the wreckage also found remains of fruit and farina, a type of cassava flour that is a staple food in the Amazon region. When the fruit and the cassava ran out, the children ate seeds, the family said. The children are members of the indigenous Huitoto group. Sorry if I butchered that. And from a young age, they became well versed in the lore of the forest.
The law of the forest.
It's a nice.
I like that. LORE. Nice.
Everyone connected with this case agrees it was ultimately this that saved them. Finding enough high-quality food, building shelters and keeping away from harm's way for 40 days and nights in a remote area of the Colombian Amazon would challenge most adult Westerners.
Yeah.
Never mind 3 children younger than 12 carrying an 11-month-old baby.
Not even a year.
Wild.
Not even a year, 11 months old.
Just taking off 1 month just makes it even more wild. My brain just can't compute.
I mean, congratulations for them for surviving. I don't know what the PTSD is going to be like for that, bruv. Like, but they've probably got to go back to their indigenous people and like just like live legends amongst others, you know.
Or the indigenous people are like,
yeah,
mine are not.
Yeah, indigenous people are like, obviously, what do you expect?
Why are these Westerners making a big deal about this? Like,
what, survived? Didn't
bruv,
they had some
13.
farina.
If I was the oldest one at 5, no problem.
No problem. They go, you know what? We'll give a little bit of kudos to that kid, but in 1 month's time, it would have been 1. Nah, bro. Right, bro. Nothing to write him about.
Also, 40 days in the forest. How come you didn't manage to find your way back home?
Yeah. Why did it take so long? Yeah. Also, what? You been out and about having a little bit of fun? You didn't bring anything back? No gifts?
Didn't even stop at the gift.
But oh man, that is an amazing survival story.
I'll just add a little bit here.
Yeah, go on.
Sanchez, who led the search operation, said the children's background meant they knew how to survive in the jungle, how to eat, how to drink, stay against the hostile jungle, and how to protect themselves from the rain. Because 16 hours a day it rains.
What? So to put that in perspective, if that was me and you, Sean, we wouldn't know how to protect ourselves from the rain. Our skin would get all soggy, like
Sores.
nasty sore. We'd rip it, cut it. This is before the jungle started to eat us, right? Because that's what everything wants to do there, eat you, innit, basically. We'd probably die of infection. 40 days. If we didn't get eaten by something, like, or poisoned, we'd die of an infection. We drink dodgy water.
We wouldn't have had the immunity built up.
Oh yeah,
they would have had.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
especially with what I'm allergic to. I'll do 20 minutes. Anaphylactic shock.
Anaphylactic. But we'd like get soggy skin and cut ourselves, and it would just like go all gangrene. I could see that happening. Do you know?
It'd be like the most minor thing.
Yeah. What did he die of? A cut on his knee, scrape. But yeah, oh man, amazing.
I just thought, I saw this, and it just made me. I was just like. It blows my mind to think, right? Because you think, right, if there were like 4 kids and maybe the youngest was 9 or 10, even that I would have been amazing. Like, that is wild.
Amazing.
They had a baby that was less than a year old with them, and they managed to. I mean, how? It's like it's got to be formula, and the bottles have got to be sterilized, and all of these things got to be.
Yeah, I reckon I had a look at what this farina stuff is. It looks quite porridgey. So I reckon they took some of that and were giving it.
This is the cassava flour.
Cassava flour. I reckon they gave some of that to little kids because it looks. I'm just flipping a picture on social, but if I'm honest, it just looks like porridgey when you look at a picture of it from afar. Do you know what I mean?
It does indeed.
So I reckon
cream wheat.
I reckon they was going for that for the kids.
And they said they did say that in the jungle they were fortunate in the sense that it was very plentiful with fruit.
Oh, nice.
And fruit that you can eat and
nice.
Yeah.
Oh, wicked. I wouldn't even know what fruit to eat or not. We said it as a joke before, but we'd probably eat pistachio fruit and die of 3rd degree burns in our esophagus.
Oh, the cashew. I'll be like, bro, what's that?
Yeah, cashew fruit. That looks nice, man. Oh, it's kind of spicy. Oh, yeah, it's right, bro. Just keep going on fruit, innit?
Your face falling off, bro.
Oh, man. But anyway, Sean, look, we've come to that time of the show, which is the end of it. But thank you very much for our survivalists
of the week,
of the month, of 40 days. Yeah. Anyway, we've got to get out of here. Don't forget, you can send us your jokes on social media, wherever you see us, facebook.com/howtokillanhour, instagram.com/howtokillanhour, Twitter as well, or you can send us an email, jokes@howtokillanhour.com. I'm at Marcus Bronzy on social media. Sean, you are about?
Absolutely nowhere.
Yeah.
Love you guys.
Good for you, bruv. You did it the right way. Send us your jokes. We're going to be reading out some of them in the next episode, which is called Pun de Full.
Okay.
Yeah. All right,
okay.
Cool. We'll be in your eye holes and your ear holes in a bit.
Peace.